This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by a very similar YouTube channel. To find them, just Google 4409 for a channel that is like mine.
The kind of forces that would be out there, I think, and active if you had a complete lack of government. The way I look at it, this leaves the government free to use force, but not free to initiate force. They could still prosecute murder cases. They could still prosecute theft cases. But it would remove the initiation of force from those prosecutions. Right now, if a government prosecutes someone for murder, in and of itself that seems like a good thing, but the problem is they have to charge the taxpayer by force in order to underwrite the investigation. That's a part I want to eliminate. I don't really want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. The murder investigation is the baby. The use of taxation to fund the murder investigation is the bathwater. So the government is limited to defensive force only, just like any good libertarian. And if you don't like what the government's doing, you don't have to fund it. It's the ultimate check on the government's power, the ability of people to quit sending it money. But it's also a motivation for them to do a good job, because their funding will tend to increase if they do. Every law could remain on the books. Every government institution could continue to exist, at least in theory, on paper. All that would probably have to change is the introduction of a constitutional amendment banning taxation. The rest would fall into place. At least, that's my theory. It will probably never happen, but in traveling in that direction, we will at least reduce the government's rate of growth, and that is proven to work. That is proven to be good for society. So, there you have it, an ideology you've never heard from anybody else. The birth of a new ideology, modified voluntarism, for what it's worth. And I really don't care if it goes anywhere or not, because like I said, the ends are not what's important. It's the direction we're going, the means we're using to get there. We're all aiming in the same direction. We can decide 50 years from now where we each get off that train, at the point of libertarianism, at the point of anarchism, at the point of modified voluntarism, or whatever you think is best. Even those of you who think my idea is crazy, if you like the idea of spending caps on government and slight tax cuts, well then you are moving in the same direction as me, and I consider you my ally. This is Dave Ridley signing off for RidleyReport.com this December 31st, 2008.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by a very similar YouTube channel. To find them, just Google 4409 for a channel that is like mine. Google 4409 for a channel that is like mine.